Volusia Flagler Fantasy Football League. It's week 10, but we're not going to talk about that yet. We're here for week 9 recap. It's your boy, the old Six Rings, but now known as Giselle's prenup, with the man, the myth, the guy that had a guy score 5 touchdowns, Mr. Mud Dogs. How you doing, man?
Living the dream, baby. Living the dream. You know, anytime you have a weekend like that where you got one guy pretty much doing all the heavy lifting, it makes for a relatively stress-free Sunday afternoon, if you will.
Yeah. I had him in my other league, and I went against my work competition's district leader, so it was a nice week for me too, in that league at least.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, you ready to go ahead and jump on into this, or do we
Fire it up, dude. Fire it up.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and kick it off with the South Central LSU Mud Dogs moving to 7-2 on the year with a 132-94 victory over Iron Smoke. Iron Smoke drops to 2-7 on the season. And as we just mentioned a few moments ago, man, Joe Mixon, the story in this one. I know the Mud Dogs had a couple of injuries that we are kind of monitoring right now for the rest of the week with Aaron Jones and Mr. Josh Allen. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. But there is a little stat that I would like to share with you, Mr. Bowen. You may have to scroll deep into the archives on this one. But this is my second time in all my fantasy football career that I've had a guy go north of 50 points. And so I had to do a little bit of digging. And the date from this past Sunday was November the 6th. So I went looking for a box score for a gentleman by the name of Doug Martin. And back on November 4th of 2012, Doug Martin ran all over the Raiders to the tune of just slightly north of 50. You have any idea who Doug Martin was going up against that week?
I have a pretty good guess. It's probably me, yeah?
That's right, baby. That's right.
Yeah.
Almost 10 years ago to the day. So, Iron Smoke, don't feel bad. Your boy Bowen here, he was with you just a decade earlier. So, that's all I got on this one.
It's nice, dude. How much of your life did you actually waste looking for that? And how happy were you when you figured out? Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
I would say roughly about 10 minutes. But
nice,
yes.
Dude. I mean,
once it all came together, I was like, "Oh, I've got it."
Time well spent.
I got this week.
Time well spent.
Hey.
Yeah, dude, this was a one-sided victory. I mean, Devontae Adams showed up over there on Iron Smoke's team, so that's nice to see. You know, but the rest of his team, I mean, Gino had a nice day, but the rest of the team kind of fell flat. You know, besides that old New England kicker.
The old steady Eddie.
It's hard to win, dude, when a guy puts up a 50 bomb on you. I would know, apparently. Moving on, though.
Sorry, J-Dub. Yeah, moving on. We had Snitches Get Stitches improving to 4-5 on the year with a 93-66 victory over Tua Legit, Tua Quit. The wife this weekend, it looks like her roster top to bottom didn't really do much of anything outside of Tua. I will give props to Mrs. Gailey though with the troll of 45-3. Didn't go too well for Snitches Get Stitches on Saturday night. Let me go get that one in the screenshot real quick. But yeah, so I don't know how you want to spin this. John Clayton may have won the battle and lost the war, or vice versa. But Clayton gets a big game out of Dallas Goddard, going for 16, leading the charge and getting him win number 4 on the year.
So I also spent a little bit of time this weekend doing some research because I didn't know what the hell 45-3 meant. And then I saw the college football score Sunday morning. I was like, oh, she's talking shit. That's good. We all know what happens when you talk shit. You get hit. Didn't work out this week. Surprising too. I thought this was going to be a lot tighter. I think we talked earlier in the week about this being one of the closer ones, but it wasn't. Aaron Rodgers put up 13 points and still won. That's a W. Just got to figure out what's more important to Clayton, the U or his fantasy league.
Got a pretty good idea.
I mean, I would pick the fantasy league.
Right on. Okay, moving right along on the docket, we had the AT Aliens moving to 7-2 on the year with a massive 122-69 victory over Boot Rally, who falls to 2-7 on the year, pretty much putting the 22 campaign on life support for the defending champ. Doug getting a 44 spot out of Justin Fields, who is just running all over the damn place. I think we talked about it last week, man. If Jay Fields is going to be producing like this and in Douglas's lineup the rest of the way out, man, he is going to be a tough out for sure. As far as Boot and Rally goes, he didn't have his running backs this week, so I'm not going to really put too much stock into this one. That's all I got.
Yeah, dude. 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, excuse me, Justin Fields was on our waiver wire. I mean, the dude's floor over the past month has been 20 points. Guys, he's catching fire. I mean, I still think he sucks, but kind of ironic that he did that against a Bears fan. You know, did Eric not put a running back in, or has he changed his lineup since? Because it only shows that he played one running back Sunday. According to the box score here that I'm looking at.
I would probably wager that once he figured out that there was no coming back on Sunday afternoon, he probably may have. There's a good chance he may have gone in and made a waiver move, and gotten rid of somebody, but I haven't.
That's fair.
I haven't dug that deep.
Eric, holler at me, dude, if you want to help your boy out, you know? Make a deal.
Oh yeah. Speaking of helping your boy out, man, I'm sure you're wanting to talk about the Indianapolis Colts. What in the hell is going on with that organization right now?
We believe in Jeff Saturday, dude.
Did you see who they just they just hired an OC that apparently is also never called plays. So
imagine drafting Jonathan Taylor first overall. Imagine. I'm 5-4 and I only had 15 picks.
You know, I will say this though, Bowen. In all the years that we've been playing fantasy football together, you were probably the one owner that I think of right off the top of my head that has some of the absolute wildest stories as far as like fantasy luck goes. And you would draft the number 1 pick, and then all of a sudden, midway through the year, the coaching staff essentially gets completely fired, and they bring them in with guys. I mean, hell, they might as well have just called you and I off the street to go.
Listen. Call me, Jim Irsay. Jonathan Taylor will get 95 fucking touches a game. Fight or flight, son.
Who did the Colts play this weekend?
Who cares?
Moving on.
Yep.
All right. We had the let's see. Oh God, we had sponsored by Blanton's moving to 6-3 on the year with an 86-73 victory over the Master Bader, who falls to 6-3 on the year. I feel like this one was an upset. I mean,
No, this is what we called. This is a business decision.
was it? Okay,
That's a
all right.
business decision.
No, that's right. I completely forgot, man. I don't have my notes from last week. So, damn it, good job, Brian. Way to be looking out for us. And Tyreek Hill also, way to be looking out for us. I mean, 143 yards through the air, and he gets a touchdown this week. I mean, the dude's been scary enough going for like between 150 and 200 yards without finding the end zone. And now if Tua can start getting this guy to pay dirt, man, like watch out. It might be time for Blanton's to try to shop Tyreek Hill and get some help, man, because I mean, it's like he's got Michael Pittman Jr. and Lord knows he might as well just cut him. He's a cult. Hey, as far as Lee's team goes, I mean, Derrick Henry, he showed up again this week, but I mean, the rest of his motley crew, man, he got zero help. It was basically Henry and Hurts, and then everybody else decided just to hit the polls early and vote.
My exact words last week were, if you have a New England wide receiver as your WR1 in fantasy, you're in trouble. Sorry, Lee. Told you, guy.
Right.
Moving on.
Next up, Smoking Joe Burrow moving to 4-5 on the year with a 116-57 victory over Aston TDs. We found out later that Anna was kind of preoccupied this weekend with her bachelorette party. So congratulations on having an absolutely great weekend that you completely forgot about everything else that was going on in your life. But hopefully you had a good time. As far as Alexander goes, it looks like he's got a running back up in Seattle, man. Mr. Walker is definitely turning out points at a great clip. And he also looks like he got a pretty stout performance from your New England Patriots defense this weekend. Oh, shock. They played the Colts. So that's why they ran up almost a 30 spot. As far as Anna goes,
win's a win, dude.
Yeah. Chill. Like I said, Anna was out and about this weekend, so that pretty much sums up the 57 spot. What you say?
It wouldn't have mattered if she was paying attention. I mean, if you look at her bench, it doesn't matter. Clark's got one of those teams, man, that he's either on or he's dead. When he's on, he's on. You know, could be a scary team coming down the stretch as well. You know, I know he needs to chill. He's one spot below me. So, but yeah, that dude in Seattle, man, he's turning out to be something else. That team, I mean, that's a surprise to all of us. You know, I personally stayed away from anything Seattle as far as fantasy goes this year. So
rightfully so. They were definitely on a lot of do not draft lists early.
Yeah.
So, and last but certainly not least, we've got the 5-star, which saw Shane Falco and company move to 5-4 on the year with a big 113-81 victory over Giselle's prenup. Your squad falls to 5-4 on the year, so appreciate you giving a game back to me, Mr. Bowen. And yeah, no as I stated last week on the picks, I was very nervous about the Mahomes-Hardman stack. I'm happy to report that I still have my fantasy football card intact with Hardman finding pay dirt this weekend and Mahomes going for north of 30, led by 60-plus rushing yards and a touchdown on the ground. To me, the Chiefs, the difference in this one. And I will say this, though, Mr. Bowen, shout out to you, man, on going in on Travis Etienne this year. And shout out for also staying patient with him. He was actually dropped in my Houston league after the third week of the season, and now he is employed on my roster and doing the Lord's work on Sunday afternoon. So,
yeah, dude. I was kind of giddy when they traded James Robinson to the Jets. Should have probably played Michael Carter this week, but at the end of the day, dude, even though I made some mistakes, as you would, I guess, call them, I wouldn't have won regardless. So, shout out to your cousin, dude, for taking the W like usual from your resident fat man of the league with the worst luck to ever exist on the face of the earth in fantasy football. You're welcome, Ben. You're welcome.
well, I'd say let's go ahead and put a bow on this bad boy. We'll call week 9 good, and look forward to talking to everybody in a couple nights on the week 10 picks.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Right. As long as this stupid little thing happens.
Yeah, pending we don't have pending Central Florida is not dealing with a hurricane.
Yeah, what's her name? What's her?
I don't know.
Hold on. Hold on.
You might want to pull up his Mike weather page and see what the resident rednecks got to say.
I got something else. Tropical Storm Nicole.
Mm.
To all my fellow Floridians in the Volusia Flagler Fantasy Football League, FTB. That little B Nicole. Y'all have a good night.